We're starting a new year. It's 2021, and I know so many of us want to leave 2020 behind. It was a tough year. It was a tough year for so many of us. We struggled with so much unpredictability, so much change, so much anxiety and fears in 2020. But as I said last week, what did you learn about yourself from 2020? And what do you want to carry forward to 2021? I want to talk today about habits and how do we form habits and how do we form good habits and let go of some of the bad habits, because that's something that is so important in this new year, that we carry the good things forward, because maybe, just maybe, we develop some good positive habits like cooking good meals, healthy meals, like managing our finances better, maybe even exercising at home and learning ways to modify our habits when it comes to our physical health and well-being, maybe sleeping more consistently and longer hours. Because some of the bad habits that we form, one would be procrastination. Many of us are procrastinators, and that would certainly be a bad habit. Or a bad habit might be blaming other people for all of your problems. Or one that I can totally identify with is trying to control everything around us, which I know intellectually that we can't. But being able to accept that and embrace that. So what are some of your habits that you want to change? Or what are new habits that you want to develop? Now, with a habit, there's a 3-step process. The first is the trigger or the cue. So we're starting our habits by cues or triggers that occur in our environment. Then there's the behavior or the action, and then it follows by a reward. So many of our habits are formed by cues or triggers, which results in a response or behavior, and then the reward. So think about your habits in those 3 steps, the ones that have been incorporated into your life. Now, how long does it take to develop a new habit? It really depends on who you speak to and who you believe in. Some people would say 21 days. I like to say it's about 3 or 4 weeks before a habit can be formed. But it needs to be behaviors that you are consistent with. And one way of forming a habit that they have found helpful is if you have a behavior, an existing behavior, and you bundle it with a new behavior. So you have an existing behavior and a new behavior bundled together. So for instance, if you want to learn to develop a new habit of reading the Bible every day or reading a devotional every day, maybe drinking a cup of coffee, which is an existing behavior, and then you bundle it with the reading of the Bible or devotional, which is called stacking. It's a good way to learn a new habit. So some things that might be helpful when you're trying to develop a new habit. One is to make your expectations and your goals realistic and reasonable. You want to start small and build on it. And you want to have goals that are both measurable, attainable, and quantifiable. Ones that you can monitor. It really helps to monitor your goals and your new habits. If you can monitor them, if you can observe them, and sometimes it helps to write them down. It also helps to tell other people about the habits or the behaviors that you're trying to engage in the future. Yes, it helps to have an accountability person, someone that you can lean on, a buddy, someone you can go to when you're struggling. That's why sponsors in AA and all 12-step programs have accountability people, because it helps when you're changing a behavior. It also helps to have an environment that is conducive to that behavioral change. So for me, if I'm going to exercise, the environment for me might be, if I'm going to do it early in the morning, I'm going to have my clothes, my exercise clothes set out the night prior so that I can jump right from the bed into the workout clothes, and now there's no excuse for me not to go to the gym or not to work out. That helps. It makes my environment conducive. And to be able to reward yourself in some way, that when you change a habit or when you're engaging in a behavior, a new behavior, to have some sort of reward system set up for yourself. But habits are doable and behaviors are changeable. Not even, it doesn't matter if you're, 15, 20, 60, 80, you can change your habits and you can change your behaviors. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it can be challenging and frustrating. And yes, there are times where you're going to relapse, or there are times when you're going to not be consistent. But be able to work through those times and not let the relapse prevent you from getting back to it. So you fall back, or you overeat, or you overindulge one day, but then you get back on it. That's the way you're going to create a new habit or let go of a bad habit, is through perseverance. So be patient with yourself, be forgiving when you do mess up, and stick with it. We all can change habits. We can learn new habits. We can engage in new behaviors. But it requires us to persevere and be consistent. Make 2021 a year of some positive habits and some new behaviors for your well-being. Until next time, Dr. Tony Ferretti, signing out.